for him to win, himself to win, to do a ceremony on Firebat Hero. He's not satisfied with letting Much do it by proxy, which I completely understand. I mean, you know, Much is his teammate and all, but, you know, you want to be the one humiliating Firebat Hero. You want to be the one, you know, I don't even know what Savior's ceremony would be like, but, I really don't know. I mean, it could just be like pulling out a revolver and shooting him in the knee or something. He's probably so pissed off at Firebat Hero. I mean, but anyway, Much is maxed out right now in his food count, so 200 for Much, and he's just probably getting more gateways up so he can replace his maxed out army as quickly as possible, securing a couple more expansions. Both the players have divided the map in half. Flash rapidly approaching max also, and this is going to be a big clash in the middle. A maxed up Terran army is stronger than a maxed up Protoss army in general, though, unless there's some good stasises or whatnot. And we are going to be seeing some epic battles. It's also going to be about how much Flash has in terms of factories and how quickly he can reproduce his units. Flash is so good with macro management, though, that I can't see him being much slower than Much in replacing his units once the big battle occurs. And it's going to be about positioning here. This is basically like the start of a chess game now. All the pieces are on the board, and you know, no more pieces can be gotten right now. It's just going to be about positioning and strategy here. And Much, just look at him. He's sweating from every pore here on his face. It's a very, very intense game. Much going for a recall now inside of Flash's base. I don't think Flash knows this is here at his 11 o'clock, his 1 o'clock expansion. He might be going for a 1-2 punch, though. He might be trying to take out this base and then attack in the middle. We'll see how much Flash diverts to defend this base up here. And it was a very, very good spot for a recall. Flash is getting stormed pretty badly there at that expansion. Flash has gotten his reinforcements over there pretty quickly, though, and he's going to be able to pick off these recalled in units. I think what they managed to do was kill off a couple of SCVs and tanks, but I'm not sure if it was exactly worth it. It certainly has lowered the food count on both sides, although I think Flash is going to take that trade, actually, because I think mostly what he lost were vultures. I wonder what part of Flash's line is weakened, though, and I hope it's not the part where Much is attacking, because then Flash will be in big trouble. And by the way, when I say hope, I don't mean that, you know, I really hope Much loses. Oh, Much, a great, another great recall on top of Flash's troops there. And I think this is where Flash, where Much is deciding to make his stand, actually, at Flash's 1 o'clock expansion. Very interesting location to make a battle. It's not easily reinforceable for Much, though. The only way he can get there is through these recalls. And I don't know if that's such a good idea. I don't know if that's was a good attack there. He's managed to get some SCVs, but really, with maxed out armies, Flash still has enough to bank to reproduce most of his army without needing that many more SCVs, and I think it would have been better if Much had used stasis instead of recall, honestly. By the way, my point was I'm not exactly rooting for Flash. I think both players are very, very good, so I'm actually not partial to either player, although I do have to say I think Flash overall is still the more skilled overall player against all three lineups, and hence perhaps he would be a better asset for Korea in the World Cyber Games, I think, if there were any very tough Korean competitors, foreign competitors. Anyway, Much still has two Arbiters hanging around at the upper right. Maybe another recall will come, but Flash has taken this opportunity to drive a line into Much's defenses. He's going for the lower left corner, and this turn push could turn out to be very successful. Flash needs to siege his tanks away from the cannons, though. What are you doing, Flash? Do not siege your tanks in cannon range, but looks like he's probably going to kill off those cannons and then try to take out as much as possible down there. I don't see Much reinforcing this area. I don't see any purple, and this could be very bad for Much. Much is way behind the food count. 120 for Much, 150 for Flash, and I think Much is like pure. I think he's gotten tired in this late game and he's slipped up. Much has gateways down there, but there's no standing forces there, and Much could lose this expansion and the game right now. So Flash tearing apart that expansion in the lower left. I don't think Much should have gone for this upper right. I think what he should have done is just cast stasis and carved a hole through Flash's defensive line straight on. And I think that would have been better. Much looks like he's going for a counterattack now in the weakened middle of Flash's line. We'll see how successful this is if it manages to draw the troops away from his 7 o'clock expansion. But Much, I think, is like Pure. He's like a Templar who's out of energy. He just like doesn't have the energy to put up a fight anymore. He's like, oh man, I'm tired. And really, that's not good. Much now going for the attack at the upper right once again, and with a couple of Zealots and Dragoons. I don't think they're going to be able to defend. They're going to be able to really kill off Flash. I think Flash is going to be able to defend with the the Goliaths coming over here, and 2/2 upgrades with the Goliaths, so they're quite powerful right now. 2/2 upgrades for armor units. I think 2 plus 2 upgrades for defense for Much, and +1 shield. I'm not sure what the attack is. Dark Templar is being produced there at the bottom left, and Much might be able to pick off one of the command centers at the upper right, but I don't think this is worth it, though. He's going to lose everything on the left side of the map. Flash once again going for another attack, sieging up next to the 9 o'clock expansion, and Much just does not have much in terms of stuff coming from his troops. Now a line of Dragoons coming out. They're just basically, both players are ignoring defense right now. It's absolutely insane. Flash has gotten tanks, though, on the high ground. This is going to be terrible for Much. He cannot get up this ramp. I don't think he'll be able to. Stasis going up in those tanks, but he still won't be able to get up that ramp, and with that, Flash, I think, will be able to defend. Flash is taking on the expansion at the 9 o'clock, loses his tanks there. I don't know what's happening at the 7 o'clock position. I think Much has actually cleaned up the 7, but Much has lost a lot more units than Flash, but no, Much actually has a higher food count than Flash does, so crazy. Much actually had more units, more money in the bank, so even though he's lost an expansion, he's hurt Flash's economy a lot, and Much now going for the counterattack, and Flash actually doesn't have that much in the tank, actually, so Flash actually could lose this game. I think Flash perhaps overreached a little bit in going for the lower left. I think he perhaps should have just been satisfied attacking for one expansion at a time in the lower left, instead of going for both the 9 and the 7. Much going in with the forces, going right in, stasising just one tank there. Much is running against tanks, though, but he has a lot of Zealots coming in, and Dark Templar, and will Flash have enough? Does he have enough Vultures? He's running dangerously low in food count, going down to about 100 in food count, 113 versus 150, and Flash's expansions are vulnerable now. Much is going to be able to get into the main base very soon, and Flash could lose this game, actually. What a back and forth game. I thought Flash had the game after Much's failed recalls in the upper right, but Much with very, very good macro, managing to get the forces necessary to defend and also to counterattack, and I think what was the difference was that Flash just didn't have the resources in the bank, whereas Much did. He didn't need those expansions so much because he had so many resources saved up. 7,000 minerals right now. Flash doesn't have it, and Flash could lose this game very quickly right now. Flash down to 87 food count against 127. He has a couple of troops at the upper right and maybe a couple building from his factories, but he can't land that expansion now. He doesn't have much in his bank. He's already at 0 in terms of his mineral count. So Flash in big trouble right now. Even though he has the production up, he has the SCVs, he just doesn't have the minerals. He needs some time, he needs a respite to really be able to come back in this game, and he has 3 bases mining in the upper right, but will Flash take him out before those bases make a difference and allow Flash to rebuild? I don't know. Flash going in with a couple of more vultures at the lower left, but unfortunately Mind is pretty well guarded here in terms of his he's got DTs and he's got cannons all over the place, so a vulture harass might not be successful here. Flash killing a lot of SCVs off, and certainly isn't maxed out, so I think he's just killing them off by accident there, so a little careless from Flash. Flash trying to pick off that cannon over there. Looks like he's going to pick off the cannon and maybe a couple of Zealots, but that's going to get cleaned up there. Flash 109, Much 178. The food count is just way in Much's side, and if Much can get a good attack with Stasis, instead of going for the crazy recalls, I think he will take this game. Looks like he's going to go for recalls anyway, but he knows better than me. He is going to go for a 4 Arbiter recall. Insane here. He's going to get a lot of units into Flash's remaining expansions upper right, and will Flash be able to handle this? I don't know if Flash can handle this. He doesn't have much in the forces. Oh no, and Much is running in with these Zealots in front too, and Flash, I think, is going to lose his game and lose a berth at the World Cyber Games. Absolutely insane. Now, I was calling the game for Flash about 10 minutes ago. Absolutely insane game here, back and forth, and Flash, I think, will finally lose. I don't see any way back. He's getting so many units killed in the middle of the map. Just absolute SCV massacre here, and really Much is going to take out the only places where Flash is mining, which is at the upper right. Flash does not have production buildings there, so he can't rebuild any forces, and really he's stuck to, I think, just that 3 o'clock expansion, which he doesn't even have up anymore. That's really his last mining place. His command center is dying by the score here. Lots of command centers getting sniped off at the upper right, and Flash, I think, has lost this game. Much has sealed the deal here with those recalls. Much has gotten every single expansion on the upper right now, and in the middle and the upper parts of the map and the lower left. So he's got pretty much an entire map except for the lower right. And Flash in huge trouble. I think Flash does have the 6, but one base is not going to be enough. And yeah, Flash just getting stasis all over the place, stormed all over the place, DTs and Zealots coming in, and Flash is down to 50 food count. Flash GG's, so Flash GG's, and what I think was a upset, Much beating Flash, and Flash knowing it was time to go, unlike Firebed Hero. Although I don't think Much would have been impolite enough to actually try to do some kind of crazy scout build against Flash or any kind of ceremony like that. But Flash losing very surprisingly in the round of 8 of the World Cyber Games. I really do blame Flash, though, especially in Game 2, for throwing the game away. The game was so even, and then he won for Medic Marines. I just shake my head at that. And in this game, I think Flash overextended himself towards the end of the game when they were both maxed out, and he shouldn't have attacked so much in the lower right. Oh man, so what an intense series. Much moves on to the round of 4, so basically he's in the World Cyber Games. I think one more person will get eliminated, or I'm not even sure if one person will get eliminated. I'm not sure if he's automatically in. Maybe someone can tell me. Anyway, hope you guys enjoy these commentaries. This is Cholera, signing off.